Wrath of Man is the latest film by none other than Guy Ritchie himself. It stars Jason Statham. Because of course it does, it's a Guy Ritchie film. It revolves around a staunch and mysterious man, played by Statham, who is a rookie security guard for an armoured truck. However, when he is caught up in an armed robbery, he defeats the assailants with suspiciously deadly precision, leading the people around him to begin questioning his background and his true identity. I should mention that I just found out upon writing this that this is actually a remake of a French film titled Cash Truck. I haven't seen the original, so all I can do is comment on this film and its merits alone. Personally, I'm pretty indifferent to Guy Ritchie. I don't really feel the need to see every film that has his name attached to it, but that being said, he's a talented and very stylish director to say the least, and some of his films I've enjoyed immensely. And I think it's fair to say that this film was one of those films. Wrath of Man is one of those rainy day films. It's great if you want to kill 2 hours and will entertain and engage you, but is overall fairly disposable, which is fine. One of the most interesting things about this movie is that it's directed in a less stylistic way than Guy Ritchie's other films. And that isn't a negative thing. This doesn't have the voiceover, the quick cuts, the dark humour that we've come to expect from him. It's a lot more restrained and conventionally shot, which isn't to say that it's badly directed. Far from it. In fact, I thought this was very well directed overall, just somewhat different than what we've come to expect from him. As soon as the movie began, I knew I was in for something good, because the film opened with a surprisingly clever and strategically executed long take. It made you immediately interested in what was going on, and put the film's plot into full motion, as well as set up the narrative's primary mystery. The film then proceeds into some of the most stylish and interesting James Bond-esque opening credits I've seen in a long time, and I was digging it. All of the technical aspects to Wrath of Man were pretty solid in general. Although the film's lighting and cinematography weren't anything special, the film used a lot of long takes and tracking shots to give you a feel of these characters and their day-to-day life on the job, and the camera was only stationary where it needed to be. It's definitely fair to say that Guy Ritchie knows how to direct a thriller more than competently. Honestly, he's such a seasoned director that at this point, this is probably second nature to him. And this is definitely the type of film he wants to make, and isn't that interested in challenging himself creatively. And I don't have an issue with that, considering he's good at what he does. Speaking of being good at what he does, Jason Statham plays the staunch anti-hero as usual, and plays it well. And to his credit, he has moments in which his character has to hold back heavy emotions, and in these scenes, he does a surprisingly good job at being subtle and nuanced, which I certainly wasn't expecting. The film had a very intriguing mystery, and for the most part it did a good job at feeding the right doses of information to the audience at the right time during the first act. However, during the film's second act, there is a huge exposition dump in the form of a series of flashbacks. Now personally, I don't mind exposition dumps, and I certainly don't mind flashbacks if they're done right. However, I do feel that this film could have been much better structurally, considering the story itself was so intriguing. And not only that, but the film's eventual reveal felt pretty weak and predictable overall. But that being said, the information that was communicated during that information dump was necessary for the film's narrative. It helped develop the film's antagonist and gave the protagonist a convincing and sympathetic motive, and overall I felt as though it still led to a more than satisfying ending. So in conclusion, I would recommend this film, even with its flaws. If you're looking for a good straightforward thriller, or if you're a Guy Ritchie fan, even if this doesn't have his usual directing trademarks. It's well directed, it's exciting, and it has an intriguing plot. If I had to rate this, I would rate it a 6 out of 10. Till next time.